Yo, what is up? How we doing, guys? It's Unruly back, and I'm gonna do a review. And I was thinking, should I review it? Should I what? Yeah, why not? Go ahead. I'm reviewing Zack Snyder's newest movie. I already forgot. I mean, that's how the review is. Rebel Moon. Reviewing Rebel Moon, and just right out the rip. I'm gonna say, like every other reviewer has, I'm not a Zack Snyder hater. There's been some movies that he's made that I've loved. There's been some movies that I haven't liked, and that's the same with a lot of directors. And I'm not the hater, like everything he does, man. I'm the one who loves Man of Steel. All right. I love Dawn of the Dead. I saw Dawn of the Dead. I was like, let's see. And I was like, damn, I had a lot of fun in the theater watching Dawn of the Dead. I had a lot of fun in the theater watching Man of Steel. And here's the thing. He made a Superman movie where Superman gets to show off and do some awesome fights. Hey, I'm happy. But when it comes to Rebel Moon, and it's like, oh man, it's supposed to be an edgy Star Wars, and it's like, where's the edge? Is the edge like, and now what the edge probably was is like the bad guys, right? The not Empire, the not stormtroopers, I guess you could say, because they were horny stormtroopers and they wanted to do the R word. And like, what I will say about this, the villains are just so comically villainy written. They're just like, we're bad because we're bad and we're bad and I'm evil. He's like Master Bad. I'm evil, right? And like the main villain wanted to be Christoph Waltz so bad, or the guy from Inglourious Bastards, the Nazi guy, and he wanted to, the hunter, I guess you could say. That guy wanted to be him so bad, and that was just like, okay. So main like, I'll talk about my main things about with this, my problems with the movie. One, the filter. It had the filter, the Mexican filter in every movie, and they're like, oh, the worlds are beautiful. The worlds are not beautiful. They're constantly in this ugly color. I like, the filter was just, why? It was the whole time it was a filtered. It was just like, let the world shine. Two, I think that nobody's really talking about how this movie was trying to, like, everyone's like, oh, it's trying to be Star Wars, it's trying to be Dune. You know what else nobody's saying? This movie's trying to be Firefly. This movie was trying to be Firefly so much. And that goes to what's really thrown me off, the wardrobe. This is a 1,000 keys. So this is, who knows how far in the future or in the past or some other place. But why do the bad guys just look like straight up Nazis? Like the uniform is almost like identical. It just throws me off. So like, oh, we want to make them evil, so we're just going to make them look like that. And it's just like, this is supposed to be a space fantasy, and it looks like Firefly. It looks like, this is Earth, and it just throws me off. Like, the guy's wearing a tie and the costumes are just all over the place. It takes me out of the film. Like, this is supposed to be some space epic. There's this, they ruled for 1,000 kings or something like that, and this guy's wearing a tie and a shirt, and it throws me off so much. Nobody said that in the reviews. Nobody's talked about the costume designs and how it's all over the place, and it's just, some people look like they're just like, oh yeah, right. And the reason it's like Firefly, because they're like in this planet and they're like, oh, we are simple farmers and we don't have robots and we don't have any, and it just like, this is a space fantasy. And then like the characters we do see, there's fucking pardon my French, there's Tarzan in this film, and the guy never puts on a shirt. Granted, if I look like that guy, if I had that body, I would never put on a shirt. But Christmas, bro, put on a shirt. They have Tarzan just in the film, no shirt. No, you know what? And if he does have a shirt, his six pack is still showing. and he's the beautiful ass man, and I'm like, well, okay, yeah, I guess if I was him, like, yeah, I'm not gonna have a but it just doesn't make sense in a space fantasy. And my thing is, if you know, everyone's talked about the trailer, and you know what, I'm gathering some heroes or to save this farm, and it's just like, hey, we need you to help to save the farm. Okay. I'm like, there's like why, like, these are grain farmers, how much money do they have? Like, why would I just, oh, because there's like, the movie's trying to gather these people, and there's like maybe a speech or something, and they're like, okay. And that's another thing, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is the dialogue. No character talks like a human. They talk like this is like, hey, Zack Snyder wanted to do, I want to do Shakespeare and I want to do Star Wars, because everybody just talks like they'll get in a fight and like, they will sing of this victory around the planet of Argus, and the Zargonians will chant the Xylithium dance for our victory. And I'm like, no one in this film's like, yo, oh my God, did you see that? No one feels like a character. They feel like they're written by ChatGPT, Sir Isaac Newton. Or it feels so weird. Like, none of the characters just like, oh yes, 5 moons ago my brethren would have been here with me, fighting amongst us in the stars, and this is a place worthy of a good death, and we shall come here and drink and get drunk and fornicate. And it's just like, none of these characters seem like, you know why Star Wars is likable? Like, Han Solo, he in these characters, like the one characters that are like, the wizards are like, the Jedis, and they're like, they're not really, they're stoic and like whatever, but like, like Han Solo and Leia and Luke, they're all like normal people. In this movie, no one is like, everything is a speech. And everything, speaking of everything, so much slow motion in this film, so much, to the point I am rolling my eyes. I'm like, and then and I'm like, I hate the Matrix now because of what you've done. You see what you've done, Matrix? You see what you've done? This is what you've done. You've created this. It's just, there's just so much slow motion. And I'm like, what is the slow motion doing for a scene? And and I hate to, like, right, because if this was supposed to be an edgy Star Wars, I just don't see it. The bad guys are comically bad. The soldiers are comically just scumbags, right? That want to do the R word. And and here's one thing. There was, it's going to like, there was one soldier who was like, I'm a good guy, and he's a good guy, and he helps, and you never see him again. What was that guy? He was, he was like, hey, we call him Finn, right? He's just like, these guys are bad, I'm not bad, I'll help you fight these other guys. And you never see him again. Where does he go? He's like, all right, see you later. Big gulps, huh? All right, see you later. But like, the dialogue, it's just so much with this film, and it just don't feel human. And it's so funny too, because I'm like online, and there's a lot of people like, yeah, this is gonna be the new Star Wars because Star Wars hurt me, Star Wars touched me here, and it hurt my feelings, and this is gonna be the Star Wars killer. And I'm like, and I wanted to give it a chance. Am I going to give Aquaman a chance? And like, no. But I will. I gave this one a chance. I'm home, and I'm like, you know what? I got some time to kill. Let me take a day off streaming. And it was rough. It was rough. It was like the dialogue and the way just people acted, and the Tarzan, and like the costumes were all over the place. It was like, hey, we have some people that look like Dune people, and we have a guy who's just wearing a t-shirt and tie, and this guy's wearing a shirt. And it's, at least in Firefly made sense, right? Like, still these are Earth colonies, and like stuff from Earth is kind of vintage, right? Like with that. But man, it was just couldn't get the costume design for everyone was just and they go to a planet and like, we need to find Gorgon Bonks. Oh, let's land here. Hey, here's Gorgon Bonks. Hey, Gorgon Bonks, you want to join us? No. I remember when you were a great general and they killed your family. How would you like to drink upon the cup of revenge of the blood of your assailants? And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. Or no, it was like, yes. Like, this movie was goofy, man. It was goofy. I really have no interest in seeing how it finishes. The best character, my two favorite things about this movie that I actually liked: it had the best looking Bishop from Marvel that I've ever seen, and I'm like, damn, this guy is cool. This guy, look at this. This is Bishop. This is Bishop. Look at him. I'll show you. Do I have a better Bishop photo than this? I don't. Sorry, I don't. Let's see. I'll show you. This, he was all like, "Yo, this is a great Bishop." He looks sick. They gotta be happy. And then the robot that was voiced by Sir Anthony Hopkins, and he looks cool. But other than that, man, this was just. And look, I don't want to hear about a goddamn freaking Snyder cut. I just stop. All right, this guy is releasing his movies with DLC. I don't want to hear about a Snyder cut. I don't want to hear about no. This movie was like, if it is a 10 out of 10, at maybe 2, and that's being generous. It was just. Oh my God, that was the other movie. It was trying to be one other movie, and I wrote it in my notes. It was trying to be John Carter. Also, the freaking Tarzan guy reminded me of John Carter and the Mars stuff, and it was just, yeah. So that was it. Movie was just, and like I'm not a Zack Snyder hater, all right? Because like, oh, you're just a Zack. No, it's just I love Tiki Waititi. Sorry if I got his name wrong. I love What We Do in the Shadows. The movie, what he did with the first Thor was great. Sometimes you have a hit or miss, right? I have good streams, I have bad streams. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much. That was my review for Rebel Moon. Yeah, I mean, it was. Man, I honestly, I think it could be great for a Riff Tracks. If the Riff Tracks crew get to that would be great. I think it would be a good time if it was on Riff Tracks. All right, peace.